Hey there, StarCraft fans! It's Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered. Today, going to be a match between Best and Light for the Patreon cast of the week. Bottom left, going to be our red Terran. It is Light. And in the top left, we have Best. He is purple today. We've got Spade watching. Not sure who that is. Maybe a caster of some kind. This is from the year 2019. It's not too long ago, but it's going to be 3 years ago. Wow. So at the end of this year, 2019 is going to be 3 years ago. I don't know where the time went, but I think COVID had something to do with it. All right, so a PvT here between two excellent players. Again, this is going to be the Patreon game for the week of, not December. Wow, again, time getting away from me. March the 26th. So if you're watching this in March, thank you very much for supporting me at patreon.com/FalconPaladin for at least $1 a month. And if you're watching this in the month of April, hit that like button, hit that subscribe. I'm here 5 times a week with Brood War content. Yes, remastered. Sometimes it was played in the original client, and I'm casting it in the remastered client, so it's super remastered. But this was played in the remastered client, so it's not that remastered. But anyway, you know what I'm talking about here. So, SCV. Scouting around on circuit breakers. Nope, just going ahead and build a barracks. So no worker scouting from these players on circuit breaker is a very, very old map. Very balanced. And Terran is kind of favored a little bit because as you can see, we've got low ground expansions on the left and the right and the bottom and the top with the ramps leading down. Stick tanks here, bam bam, you're assaulting the workers at the mineral lines, and put tanks here and you can kill a base. Right? Right. But otherwise, there's a lot of open area for surrounds of the mech that Terrans like to do against Protoss. And a lot of places to expand. So we'll see what Best is going to do here. Supply depot. No 2 racks opening. No bio pressure. Says the probe. Everything is cool. And the SCV says, all right, man. So 1 gateway. Expansion timing, everything is cool here as well. So no early pressure from either of these players, which could be good or bad depending on their preferred play style. But I kind of feel like they're happy to see that. Similar coming up, refinery already done. Oh yeah, should be excellent. Should be very. Oh, are you seriously? Come on, you can't get a bunker. That's a fake. That is a fake out. It's like, hey, come send some probes down to deal with this. I mean, I guess there is a Marine moving across. But, like, this isn't a Nexus first play. There you go. So you cancel the bunker, you silly thing. Light. What do you think you're doing here, Light? I mean, okay, there's a Marine out. There's 2 Marines out. I don't know what they're hoping to accomplish. Are you seriously going to throw another one down? He's thinking about it. That's what this SCV is for. Maybe just buffering for Marine pressure. What is in production here? Got a Zealot out. Cool stuff. And another Zealot. So, Zealots aren't very fast, but they could tank a ton of Marine hits. So at this stage, it's just like, ow. Oh, 3 Marines are here. Remember when I was like, there's not going to be any bio pressure? That was a lie. This is 1 barracks bio unit pressure. Oh my gosh, he's doing it. He's got 3. Look at all these SCVs he brought. Oh no, 2 Zealots. Maybe 2 Zealots can do this. Probes, your job, okay, yes, is to kill this bunker. Very well done here. One of the Marines goes down. A Zealot dies too. This other Zealot taking hits. The bunker's taking serious damage to probes. Oh, nice snipe on a very injured. Oh, another Marine dies. And is this bunker going to finish? It's good. Yes, it's finished, but can you get inside? The body block of the probes is pretty serious, but oh, gets a Marine. Gets a Marine inside. The other one dies outside here. Like 4 or 5 Marines have died, and one of them makes it into the bunker. A second one coming in, probably going to make it into the bunker as well. What are these probes doing? Don't be there. Be here. Try to body block the Marine from getting inside the bunker. It's a race against time. And oh, the Dragoon working together manages to get rid of it. Okay, so that was definitely an attempt to absolutely murder Best in the first 4 minutes of this game. I mean, 2 racks might have been a little more effective here, but also it wouldn't have allowed him to get Spider Mines researching at this stage of the game either. So then a Vulture shows up, wanders right past the first Dragoon, but a second Dragoon blocks the ramp just in the gosh darn nick of time. This has been very tight. for Best to be able to do this in this game. He should, I mean, a lower level Protoss would be dead already. No question about it. Best is one of the better Protoss players on Earth, and he is proving it right now. Wow. I mean, an ASL qualifier guy Best for sure. Alright, so the bunker's up. There's a Marine inside it, but it's only one, and there's nothing to repair it, so sure. We'll take some hits, take some shields off, kill that dude, and everything's fine. Got my second base up. Terran just now starting his second base. Barracks gets moved down to the low ground because there's probably going to be some Dragoon pressure on the counterattack now, recognizing that how far ahead economically Best is. Light's probably going to try to catch up, right? So he's not going to make a lot of attacking units, instead preferring to expand, instead preferring to go for more SCVs. But yeah, spider mines are out, and detection is a long way away. So, oh, nice snipe. Nice snipe on that Vulture. Just beautiful control. Disgustingly good control here, but drags the Dragoons away. They can't do much of anything anyway because they don't have any detection, but I mean, Bisu's been in this situation before where he will show up, he will trigger the spider mines manually with his body, with his Dragoon bodies, and then target fire them down before they kill the Dragoon. Like, micro this one back and the other ones fire at it and kill it. It takes a lot of micro and a ton of skill. Bisu obviously has that. Best maybe doesn't feel like he is on that level, which, to be fair, who's on Bisu's level? Maybe Mini. Maybe Mini is. Who's the second best Protoss player of all time? That's a question, actually. Who do you guys think it is? That's kind of funny about Brood War, right? Like, the argument if you're the best Terran, Zerg, and Protoss players of all time is pretty cut and dry, but who the second best is it's arguable in every circumstance, right? Third Nexus coming in here from Best. Muy excelente. Okay, a Starport coming in. Maybe going to go for, my gosh, maybe some Vulture drops. Tank drops would be cool, too. Siege mode is on the way. This is interesting. As the Dragoons chasing away some Vultures. Get away from our bases, you nerds. Get out of here. I guess maybe not nerds. Nerds don't drive around on motorbikes or hover bikes, right? Probably not. Although they do color coordinate. That's kind of nerdy. I don't know. This is kind of a whimsical cast, I guess. That's where we're going with this today, is whimsy. Yeah, it's got to be dropship, right? I can't imagine what else is going to be at this point. I mean, like, crazy fast science vessel doesn't really make any sense here. Battle cruisers are bad. Wraiths are no good because your opponent's going to have a ton of Dragoons anyway. And I guess maybe if you research Cloak, but observers are out because you made spider mines. Dropship, okay. Dropship's the only logical conclusion. I like this naked third ninja expand bottom right here from Light. He's like, all right, I gotta be up on the economy here. If I let Best get too far ahead, I'm going to die. So tell you what, let's get a quick third base out in a position that normally Terrans do not expand to. They do not take third bases over here. This is a Zerg strat. Zergs will take thirds far away from home because they can defend it with Nidus Worms and like lurkers on the ramp and stuff. But this is not something that Terran is all that capable of defending if, you know, a Dragoon wanders over down here or a single Zealot shows up, you know? So the one thing Best is not doing is keeping the tank count low, but I guess he is keeping the tank count low because there's only one, so that counts. One tank at 820, not really directly Best's doing, but Light's doing by going for the opening that he was. It delayed his ability to get tanks out because he focused on Marines and Vultures for so long. I don't know if they got the damage that they needed, but hey, whatever. So 2 observers out, one allowing for some clearing of some spider mines down the left side. Another one scouts this dropship coming in. He saw this. I mean, the observer did. Whether or not this is something Best is aware of, I don't know. Doesn't seem like he is. He's not really moving units to intercept anything in this part of the map. And Vultures are kind of harassing and distracting too, so I like that. Unloading 1 Vulture at the low ground on the third base, and then 3 Vultures into the main base to try to get more damage done. I love this from Light very much. I mean, this is what you gotta do with your Vultures, man. I know you Terran players are probably way more interested in just getting onto 3 bases and maxing out on Vultures and Siege Tanks and A-moving and murdering your Protoss opponent, but a better Protoss, you need to do this against them. You gotta harass them with your Vultures. It's like dealing with a TVZ, where you gotta harass the Zerg or they're just gonna macro up and murderize you too. So Stargate coming up, Templar Archives there too. Gonna go for that Arbiter play here at about 9 minutes, which is fine. Vultures get cleared out. Probe count is down to 44, but it's only 47 for Light. Not a big difference, I don't think. So yeah, Observer comes in, says, okay, you don't have a third base. This Observer finds it. Okay, so now what's the response here from Bess? Honestly, sending like a Zealot over would be pretty good. Although the problem with that, oh jeez, where's your obs? There's more spider mines down here. There it is, in the neighborhood. Yeah, I guess the problem with sending a Zealot down is that like a 2 Vulture party could just run down there and save the day pretty quickly and effectively. So Dragoons need to go down to deal with this if they're going to. But I mean, just kind of hanging. Hey boys, how's the weather? Well, we're in space. There is no weather. Imagine if there was inclement weather in StarCraft. Like for the ones that are on planets, right? Obviously when you're in space on a space station, there's no weather. But like the ones that are on jungle tile sets, it rains a lot. And the ones on desert tile sets, maybe it gets really hot. And your units, if they're outside your main base, they take extra heat. I don't know. These are ideas for like StarCraft 3 I'm talking about here, which is maybe going to happen. Anyway, Dragoons show up in this bottom right base and completely obliterate it because, yes, this is what you scout for, is to be able to shut things down like this. Well, the SCVs are pretty good fighters, but, I mean, when they're outnumbered by the number of Dragoons that exist, they're not the best fighters at all. Maybe some of them will escape. And by that I mean, oh my god, full 3 go down, or manage to get out of there. That's really good. New third base. This is my new friend, says Light. I guess he was trying to sneak more of a fourth base down in the bottom right here. Vulture still sharking around. I guess the idea of a StarCraft 3, which I don't know how much interest you guys would have in that. My guess is that all of you at some point, as this DT drop is happening, cool. All of you at some point checked out StarCraft 2, right? Because you waited for a StarCraft 2, you love Brood War, and you were like, I gotta see what the StarCraft 2 is all about. And then most of you were like, eh, we're out. As the DTs get cleared out. Except for this one, who's getting chased away by a Goliath. Run! Run. 51 SCVs. That's pretty decent SCV deaths there. Nothing crazy game-changing, though. But I like the DT shuttle harassment. This is good. This is fine. So what I'm saying is, if StarCraft 3 came out, once Microsoft takes full control of Blizzard, and the StarCraft IP in particular, I imagine y'all would be interested in it. You'd check it out. You'd watch some gameplay trailers. You'd watch some gameplay. And you'd make your decision, right? Although, I don't know. If you love this 24-year-old game as much as I do, is there anything that can kind of replace this? Maybe not. Maybe not for all y'all. If you're watching now in the year 2022, you know? But yeah, I do feel like the odds of a StarCraft 3 are much more viable now. He didn't finish off that pylon. Go kill the pylon, you doofus. Oh my gosh, he left it alive. Okay, interesting harassment, but pylon lives, and that's kind of a foot and mouth situation there. For Light. Because Activision was not interested in more StarCraft content, period. Not interested, end of story. But Microsoft, interested in the RTS, right? They came out with a new Age of Empires last year. And I think that was fairly well received. So maybe they would. Maybe they would do something with the StarCraft IP, but not for a very long time. But I just feel like, and maybe the odds are very, very low. I just feel like the odds are higher that Microsoft does something with the StarCraft license as compared to Activision. Like, it's a billion times higher because it was 0% with Activision. All right, enough rambling about meta stuff. Dragoons moving in. They haven't done anything with killing tanks so far today, but there's only 4 of them here. Just kidding. 6, 5, 7, and there's like 10. All right, here we go. 195 to 143 supply. Best is maxed out. He's got +1 attack. The mech's got +1 attack as well here. So yeah, just come on in. Bring the Arbiter. Provide some cloak. Force some scans to come up. There's the scans. Spider-Man's getting some decent connections here too. Pushing in, and this is, I mean, even if this doesn't straight up kill Light, you gotta kill some siege tanks, but this is gonna hurt you much, much later on. And this is going all right. Zealot's getting on top of the Vultures, not gonna be microed particularly well. And wow, okay, suddenly the Dragoons are inside the safety zone here. They're threatening the third base directly. Whoa! And that just wins? What? I honestly did not expect that. What in the name of Fergus McDootson? It's 145 to 102 supply. Yeah, that's bad. There's only 3 tanks here. There's a 4th tank rolling down the ramp. There's some Vultures in the mix. There's 2 tanks rolling down the ramp. I mean, I guess at this stage, he's like, okay, I can't save my 3rd. I ended up losing this ninja base. That's real bad for me. Oh, it's got this one too, though. And this one's kind of well defended. Light. I know you're down 50 supply, but mech is pretty cost efficient, y'all. And Best just kind of barely got his 4th base up and running, so you're 3 base to... No. I'm officially calling this a premature GG. But I mean, sure, Best was maxed out. He showed up with a nice +1 gateway army with Arbiter support, which is awesome. That's some sick macro there. He handled the early aggression that Light tried to toss at him really effectively too, which gave him the upper hand in the economy and then allowed him to max out far before Light did. So, I mean, Best did everything correctly to win this game, and I feel like eventually he would have if Light had decided to play it out. So Light read the situation just like I'm reading the situation and said, okay, I'm toast. My 3rd base is done. There's tons of zealots inside my mineral line. There's zealots jumping up on my tanks. The best case scenario there is spider mines come and kill my tanks and kill the zealots. There's some random vultures. I guess they were just produced, but they need to move down. Vultures need to be helping with this. They weren't part of the thing. And Light not even necessarily microing these 2 here that died at the same time. But, I mean, this base is defended. He's got 61 workers to 58 probes. But definitely losing this 3rd base. There's really no saving it. Even if he tries to float it away, this is a lot of +1 Dragoon. Firing on it, target firing on it. So the 3rd base dies. You're down to a 3 basing Terran versus a 4 basing Protoss who, you know, has got recall coming in. He's got additional upgrades on the way here too. Arbiter tech. And maybe that's the big thing. Did he not have energy for scans? Oh, wait, no, he had energy for 1 scan. Wait, they can't both be 91. Are they both 91? There's not glitch because, yeah, they're both 91. So he's got energy for 2 more scans. It's not like the Arbiter is preventing him from saving his own butt here. The cloak is not that big of a deal. Mysterious. All right, well, premature, but not as premature as I thought, I guess, when this game first ended. But I do think what it really just boiled down to was how much was invested in bringing those SCBs up to the front, building 2 bunkers that didn't win the game for him, making that many Marines, delaying his factory tech, delaying his expansion as long as he did. And he was just in a rough place. The DTs caused him problems to his economy as well. So, fair. I mean, good. Well played there by Light. I like the Vulture harass. It was very good. Really shocked this pylon didn't die. Ended up killing a bunch of probes. So both players took some economic hits there. So, yeah, well played game by both players, but kind of an anticlimactic ending, which I suppose happens sometimes. Suppose that happens every once in a while. So 62,000 points there from Best, 52,000 points there from Light. Ended up outproducing the Protoss, 221 to 155, which is a little bit odd. Usually this is flipped, but I guess in a 14-minute game, there's not really a ton of time to get a huge mech army or a huge gateway army up. But he did, though. I guess this is more the number of vultures that died in Marines and SCVs and stuff, is the produced being higher, yet Best had a much bigger army at the end of the game, right? Yeah, this kill-death ratio is pretty good, too. 9 to 6. Structures raised. 6 by Best. 0 Protoss buildings died, including that one pylon that should have died. And then total spent here, 24,000 for Best and 22,000 for Light, which in a 14-minute game, that's 2,000 resources is pretty significant. Pretty significant indeed. All right. Well, that was pretty good. It was pretty good PvT. Not bad for a Patreon game. And that's going to be it from me. This has been Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered. Go ahead, hit that like button, hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, and Twitch, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.